Thomas and the Pivot Sonolia, Nadu de Lisha. Bonjour.
I want to say good morning, first of all, to all of the people present here.
The charge the one. The Cesar, that in there, and Susilia, and Susilin Galia, and the young teen of Chiliade. Cesar woman in Azuta, Susti, and Mazu to Pugilia, Missegita, Chona Sabrushion the Yare, Caresana. 아주 갸치로리아 뷰지 참보 망식 계급디 계급 안니브르디 수샤디 요래 제상 아주 수스키 미드수 미만 참으로 지금 아주 베베기 조분님 버치리아 무지 주에 제상 다른데 토마 용투디 에 미세 다가르 가버총라 안들이 고급인데 dwin체 아주 더지 베베 초보 더지 수실이야 베베 보고 저 참으로야 니다번에 에는 참지 당 드시들 샤인
This is the first time now that I came to Switzerland, and in the past actually our Tibetan people have a special connection with Switzerland, since out of India it is the place where second most number of Tibetans and refugees live. Therefore we can say that Switzerland is like we are like old friends with the Swiss people. Therefore, I'm especially happy today to be here the first time. And likewise, I want to say, welcome all the Tibetans and Tibetan friends and everyone here from the depth of my heart. Welcome and Tashi Delek.
Andere chidangda the dwinche Andere Chidanda Europlia, the Giga Mambuyabi in Dusane, the Giga Mambasiki, and Yorochi Seje, Jiguchin, Mambustayon do. And Jezan and Kawandro, Metachade, some Cabrosto. And Jezan Dari Nangor Muchire, Dana Sus, Tunju. 고난주에 토굴 신비토안에 엔데 지구 남비 인두산에 딘제기 녜렌라 덴체 안데리 유럽리아다 visit 팅 숨바디 갑리아 토마 스위스리아 용아지 딘제지 고급 총브레 세상 디규전 덴체 안데리 나걸 붙이래 다는 수시 된죄래 고난 상으로야 고금디의 dwin체 도시거든 제수야이
And together with this, generally there's many countries in Europe, and many countries ask me if I can request me to come to their country, request me to come. And so sometimes therefore it is difficult to decide where do I go, where do I'm not going, to decide that. And this time it was Namkha Rinpoche and the Swiss office of His Holiness Dalai Lama who requested me, insisting to come a few times. So therefore now in my third visit to Europe is the first time that I came to Switzerland, and I want to say to Namkha Rinpoche and the Swiss office of His Holiness Dalai Lama, thank you very much.
Andre Delia Andre azu siadi harada the meditation ji gom dang ji gong yam len ko le ya xie che xia ru che an de yang kan de xie che ji nang sim gi da di gi se ne da do ya na nang sim gi xi di zhen de ko le ya 就是地图呢嘛，需要去热上。
So the subject of today is about meditation, the practice of meditation, how to put into experience meditation practice, familiarize ourselves. So likewise, in connection with that, how to find the inner happiness, inner peace through the practice of meditation. So that's the subject.
Masida ji tingsan penada Google nanol ya ji search chebe kalya search che indusane ji Buddhism sa jo nambe chulu sa de ki tsik di ji search chenyen dang yang ji meditation and dana singi mindfulness search chenyen di chang menyu da ji che yong and the sanji mindfulness and meditation dizu search chenyen samaro da ji dele tonan chenyen de mar jo de yebchi Buddhism sa di tsi de tonan chenyen de dos nyor jo de yebchi dili cha de yore 제가 미망부지 사블에 나로래야 엔지 추루기 가르르다지 디데다지 딩주루 디 다디 나로래야 슈야 근데 바시라 매브치 이비네야 야지 meditation 다 mindfulness 알 디즈 토네 미세기야 지 가요 라요다지 소외 나로래야 펜도 용디 예브치
So nowadays, actually, when you look at the Google search machine, those people who search for Buddhism, like Buddhist religion, or those who search like for meditation and subjects like mindfulness, when we compare the number of searches, then this, like most people are interested and searching for the words like meditation, mindfulness is becoming more, whereas those who search for Buddhism as a religion become less. So therefore it shows that many people don't actually want to like belong to any religion as such, but think that it is like beneficial, what meditation, mindfulness, whatever they understand with it, feel that it is beneficial, therefore is more interest in that.
지당 남배기 아주 최난롤이야 아니 지금 냠내 진에서 말다 디디 지당 난최의 만제배 곰 사머베 진지지 다지 용야여의 메사데 난최의 만제배 토네 곰 냠내 지야지 아니 남배기 왜네 난최의 만제배 곰지 시토그래다 말했어 진지 기지 제비미나 지당 다 남배기 마 가르르다지 최 롭종 제배 걸이야 마 종다 제배 걸이야 종다 제세기 다 미스는 자도 종다 제세기 유딜이야 다지 가르르다 리민자 가셰시 지 여와 대제민자 가셰체야래 다들은 기와서 기부숨스라고 하래 다 기부숨지제 리민자 가셰체야래 다 디나네 기부 충우들이야 아니 여와니에 체체 다 조의 패버를 지니에 체 다 조의 남균 다 남배게다 가서 traditional sommarbeda지만 남유시에대학 기부 담아를 차대하래 이내 기부 패버지 기부 중 패버지 하래 다들 남유시라 쉬어 말해 다들 가르스나 조다지 천딜이야 되니 천디 지불이야 되니 된게 tindichi rigirbichi pachi yonde yarbichi chezang di gyunsen dene namgyu delia emphasize bicheche ngaju delia jongda tea tholia misek thonar kechi gamane yimren da tinsan tuzulia tindichi da kansa rig tindilia energy komnyamni chedangda 로전 대단 디지털 emphasize 제거 하르비치 아주 상당히 통고를.
So generally in Buddhism, when we talk about Buddhist Dharma, the teachings, when we talk about meditation practice, then we don't actually say, like, talk about meditation or practice a part of Buddhism. Like, so if you ask, is there like a practice of meditation a part of Buddhism? So, like, generally in Buddhist Dharma teachings, we talk about different kinds of people, different kinds of practitioners when it comes to the training of them. So, generally we speak of the three types of beings, or the three kinds of beings with different capacities, and so which is like the lower, higher, and medium capacity, the lower, medium, and higher capacity. So those of lower capacity also we can divide it into two types, like the principal one and the general one, ordinary one. So the principal one is the one how we explain it usually in the Buddhist teachings. Now for the ordinary one, it is actually not explained in the Buddhist teachings, but mainly these are people who only are interested searching the purpose or the fulfillment or happiness in this lifetime. And due to this, then so far the Dharma has not made much emphasis to train them to teach to these people. But now that as we see that there is like more and more people need these teachings, so we start to see that there is also a need to emphasize to train these kind of people.
That insan usually some commercial purpose charge. Benadaji yoga chimina. Daji Pajita commercial purpose recharge those young the yare. Chezan Koran yoga ki ancient tradition summer Nerubki yoga ki turned of day and Shida Mabchi, that Jimanchi Sonze sort of those charge. Shida Koran Jintan of value which I may have to chadi yare. Chezan the Mambalia energy meditation sad and mindfulness sad is the Binanchi, Sonze sort of charge. Munetine the Korangi traditional values and Yana, Korangi and things Samuki, twinings of the Laki, Yanga, Yudevici, Tostongu.
Generally, nowadays everything becomes very like commercial. Everything becomes something to be sold, to sell, and make some money out of it. Like, for example, if you take the example of yoga, like it's not really yoga has become something like to sell, that is sold to people, that is used for commercial purposes, and it's not something that where they really get to the meaning of the ancient tradition of yoga. So not so much. Likewise, we so it's not seen really the actual value of these traditions. Likewise, with meditation and mindfulness has become something for commercial purpose, something to be sold. And I think if we don't get to the traditional value, I think it's in danger that we lose the profundity of these teachings.
Basic senator Shize Gom Jadamchi Azunam Ji Lunglia Sim Sinje Gom Jarbi Ujungublia Sim Den Gom Jaji on the Ore. That day Narang gave when Shevina did this Kashre Chochine the Munshi Chadi, basic Chadi Ore. And Tana Shinki Mushizam to Masebeki. and Delia, that casualty. Timain Beijing, Gubagazero Stay Debsi, Tongu.
So therefore, when it comes to meditation, there are like many different kinds of types of meditation. So like a basic meditation that we do is to observe our breath as it goes in and out, as we breathe in and out, to meditate on that. So for me, it is like from one side, I can see it is really like a foundation for meditation, a basic, very foundational practice of meditation. And on the other hand, I can see it is something, it's not just like a foundation or a preliminary.
Tadrindu, I Shamlia, Tagomdi, Chidangi, Tadi Gomdi Mus Maticonia, Cancelia, Arangegi Sonar, which is to Shuai. Tadi Karesana. Tingilia and Aji Chilolia, the Ades Dharamsalalia, the Dharamsala Tilije, Teliada, the Marandes da Combati, or Gudu Combas, Lagore. Chezan, Gudu Comlia, Samsum, Tuju be Goblia, and Gudulia Combalia, Chilo, Corre gives Juare. Chezan. Nimaji Chirolea and Yudu Gombalea and J. Korachi Gachimi and the Lusa Namsi de Yabusto Lung de Da Corre Lung Siburuchi Transisiruchi and the Lusan that is come Tamburuchi, Takandali Namsi. Insan di come down for Chaso. Chisa cup de Dusane, Lurudo Daji Suzis Semlia, Sonar Karchombrasana, or you cup de Dusane and draw David Gablia, Jumuchi. Yondi win Telia, Jansinki, ma Sem Chigima Kajreda Sem Trailer with Pauchi and the Sem. So,
before I go into actually like teaching about this, or instead of teaching this meditation, I want to show you, like share with you some of my feelings, experiences I had one day. Like my monastery is near Dharamsala. It's not really in Dharamsala. It's nearby. It's the Gyutu monastery. And sometimes when I find time, so then I go out to make a circumambulation. So one day I went out to do this circumambulation, and the weather was really nice, and the air was cool, fresh, not cold. And so as the weather and everything was really nice, my whole state become really awake and relaxed. And like suddenly I had this feeling that to just naturally watch my breathing, my in and out breath, and my mind became very relaxed.
And the Semlia, the year sonarchi, Ransing ranking Angi, yon derchi. Ocarasana, the other Jirani, U, Ben Jumub Cheje, Kandar, Ugua Majeb Cheje, Tinaji, Yedevdi, when a Monsar Chamberchi, Tang Yanachitang Azu, Chugger, Shevin, gave us some ruchi, Tinaji Rendo Samruchi, Tinit Sorrich to Skeso, Train to Sana, and Jansingi, Miss Dange. Bezuk and Cheo Marti, Imra Jansingi, Daji Digi Sona, Sanandrando, Yana, contentment of Chokshe, Chosheve, Sovaruchi, Lizzie Rangangi, Yondi Yabachi, Lizzie Yoso.
So naturally my mind was kind of filled with happiness, and I had this feeling of happiness naturally, and I thought, this our breath in that the fact that we breathe in and out is something like very marvelous. So if it's say actually from according to the Dharma, it's something we're very fortunate to have it. And as I just let the breath naturally inside me, without having to make any special effort, some happiness or contentment arose within me.
제상 아주 삼을 담이나다 다데 아주 뒤름들이야 간다 지 가수에 consumerism the shushim buye de chik de ji tu ji cha de yare 제상 안다지 아주 television de bi nare chaba lo bi nare 안다는 신 아주 그 베나지 다 internet 다는 라바쿠야 그 폰다 간지 털이 비네 다 간다 advertisement 좀 하고 싶어요 되지 간다 아주 greed somewhere that 데바티 쇼체로 나르지 다 드리지 다 간다 disruption 스타일 되지 뒤주지 차대 알아서 제장급 딘데 뒤줄이야 아주 다지 contentment and 다도 지 초식이야 지 미세기다 지 도난체고 알아지다 아니지 아주 들이야 지 심주체고 알아지 개심부지 뒤주지리야 내려와서 something.
If you look at our time now, actually, then we can see that our consumerism, like the way how we consuming has become really strong, whether we watch the TV, whether we read the newspaper, or we go on internet, or we hold our cell phones, see the advertisements, then all these aim to make our desire stronger, to our wants and needs, to increase them. So therefore I think it has become a really disturbing time now in which we live, and also therefore in this time I think it's especially needed and important that we are interested in how to develop more contentment, and I think it is very important to do that now.
다지 수술 전부를 체지 되지기 다 간다 지 초시사도 영화 깔아 합시야 제가 디지 오늘 정다르 체지 수술 심리야 정다르 체지 아니人心기지 다 간다 지 가주다 제베스는 장도 야나 지 랑기 랑기 아니 지 가르 심리야 지 초시베 초아르지 레베제제 드리지게 토안에 애니 소소리아다 간다 다바침버르지다 인구르지 요하가 베즈 자지 차대요 something.
But when we talk about contentment, then it is not something that we can force to have. I think it's rather difficult to force it, to have it. Rather, it's something we need to train in. We need to train our mind in that, so that naturally, we have some joy, happiness within ourselves, naturally coming some natural contentment with us that has to come from within. I think then we can have less desires and feel like having everything we need all the time.
랑스임 데베왕도 마당와치샤 랑스임디 지 오늘 수수의 경우에는 다시 컨트롤 제하르지다 수수의 기다 칼교도 그렇지 근데 총미미나 아니 시내 가수에 다바침베스는 다도 지 초시버르지 용토야 좋아요르지.
So also not falling under the power of our own, the desires of our own mind, just letting whatever comes into our mind follow that, but being able to control our own mind. If we do like this, then I think we can have fulfillment of our desires, like having a lot of contentment and little desires.
당고에서 공고를 시야라 지단다 당분에리아 캬주슈알리아 마신 아란두지 비네 곰레스타 가준 곰레 냠뇽 유엔게 드지 저거 말해 미마부지 알이야 스도 안제 그냥 니마다버시 가수다지 프로그램으로 니마다버시 제가 기타 가수래 다 프로그램 세나면도 다들 가수다 스케줄을 가르쳐 저도 제가 고소 정보로 봐 가르치기도 내 가르치기도 같이 현대 예자 안에 샤베 가들는 거요 공다 가들니요 칼라 가들서요 다들 저도 시야도 되어 봐 shobe de lange kala de du so yes ta ine samsa gom gadi jagi yes gom gadi jagi yes de on de ji karre samtong ko nyer bi chido karre sana namjin gom shira jagi amar ba de jidan jige de chobo ji gom 아주 최제들 검시비게도 두주든다 아주 다 마스터들 검시다게 엄르다 제가 검 거디게 있어도 다 삼삼대 미세 검자 두주메 다 임비네 아니 남준이 지거 가르지 내가 간지지 러시아인도 가르쳐베 내가라 검 야유도 따가지게 예사제 계제 ዝ부르시아제 다드린 두산에 다디 소르지 제가 된담려 검 토리아 냠뇨시라메 직드네 인장 아니 아버지 쇼트야 돼 깔아 하브르지 도 대 임비냐 가르르 이나다 드링아즈 냠도 지 가르르 초진에 investigation 루체지다 안다 냠도 지 쳐다르 비체나 드립직 샤르 지답시 아주지
So then, when it comes to the actual meditation, I have to say that first of all, myself, I'm not really somebody who has a lot of experience in meditation. Many people ask me, Your Holiness, what is your schedule, your daily schedule? Saying like, when do you get up in the morning? When do you eat? When do you have dinner? When do you go to bed again? So this is easy to answer, but sometimes they ask me, so when do you meditate? And then actually I really have to start thinking. It's not so easy to answer that question, so which shows that I have not so much like a specific hour. I don't have a specific hours of time that I practice meditation, where as many of my Western friends, they do practice many hours of meditation. So therefore I'm not meditating generally so much, and sometimes I do say, when somebody asks me, when do you meditate? I do say, I don't have any special time, but I meditate. I try to generally stay in meditation in all my activities as I walk, eat, sleep, or sit down, kind of talking very like impressive. But in fact, is some what shows what I wanted to say. I don't have really much experience of meditation, therefore I'm not really able to tell you. But anyway, as we are here together, so I will tell you whatever I know.
다 도마즈 검게베 걸리야다 간다 가수에 다 남주가 저듯이 검게베 걸리야다 지 가수에 컨디션 기지만 딱 간다 차기에는 튕기엔 정보를 가시해 줘야 다 있는다 망부지 시험 뭐지 다데 조지데다 당부지 류근 독단으로 되게 개심지 임베자 이나데 그냥 아주 시험 뭐지 딱 간다 조디다 류근 독단으로 돼 망부지 도디 이나도 조디 간다지 셈지 hlöle 차리야 아니 수부데 지 가르에 지 정법수 샤제 다 간다 지 hlöle 차로디 개심으로 시작되어다 시즌엔 가르지 바지딘데 이메다 때문에보다 니주 지 류근 도단 돌에 망부지 알아야 되는데 얘는 슈마고체
Generally, when we talk about meditation, then there's many like circumstances we need to support the meditation, like for example the body physical postures, and there's like a lot of explanation on that, but I'm not going to go into that. Mainly about the physical postures. In order for the mind to be relaxed, it is important to stay in a natural way, to live everything in a natural way. I think that's like a foundation, an important foundation. Other than that there are many explanations on which physical posture to take and so forth, the different points, but I'm not going to explain that.
That's 고랑 다데 저야 다데 아주 운중을 되는 셈 가져야지 검체하되 쉬어두스래 다 운중을 사대 다지당 운중을 사대 남경 아주 검게도 사는 다 간다 셈 대서럽지다 샘데베 냠버는 적서럽지 야나 지 샘데바 르르 샤서럽지 그러지 다 미유르지 미덴르도 스코아라 다디 야셔르 땡아주 우중업디 우디 그 뒤에 안 소리야 유해버지 데 삽도 지가서 가져다 소과르지다 삼동과르지 저거 말에 대전신기 안 소리야 다 렌즈도 유해버지 민두산에 난 될래야 샘대체 마저 르르샤데 대라버지 자대여라 섬탕도.
So therefore, when we talk about the meditation, meditating on our breathing, on our breath, our breathing out, it's something generally when we meditate, we use it as a support for our mind to focus on, for our mind to rest on that, so that the mind can become relaxed and open. So we use it as a support for the mind. But therefore, the best support we have, our breath, as it is always together with us. We don't have to find it new or bring it from somewhere to us. It is always naturally together with us. Therefore, I think it's the best support for our meditation to make our mind more relaxed and open.
And that reshamlia, that reshamlia, that samology ma kashreji. 제 샘플을 체제 하나를 수보대 줄려체 샘플을 체제 다 하나 믹좀내 저도 하나지 믹마 나젤 베데네 서머베 나제테기 판나라 다는 저도 간다 체제 드리지 토안에 엔드는 예마지 곰잡다는지 데 베시 슈은두산에 슈버는 신기 인강주지 최대로 체제 냠도 지 곰잡이시르시
So now what we're going to do is all of you leave your body relaxed, leave your mind relaxed. You can either close your eyes or you can look down the direction of the tip of your nose into the empty sky. Leave your eyes just resting there without looking at anything specifically. And as you do this, then I will explain you the meditation, and we can do the meditation all together here now.
And cancer the Thomas is similar the tension of the singy energy career David Nizulia sometime Mongbe Nizulia Dunsuar of Tindage number of Batam Jepa Recipe Samjor Chese Energy Susuk Takanada Tadegi 다 간다지 모멘트 서머베 다랑 토리아 마치 르르지 샤르지 되지 배주치라셔.
And as you sit like this, you look into your mind. If you have any tension, relax whatever tension you have and bring to an end following after thoughts of the past. Also don't invite any thoughts of the future. And just rest in the present moment, in the present moment like this. Be relaxed.
And same day, Luluche, Lusa, Ranshinki, Gandarji, Nando Karab Choache, and Namgunji, Azutoa, Shira, Tona Shiraya, Miliar, Tizulia, and Tona Learabchi, Benazu, Unjo, the Namguazuda, Umodantiare. 이미세 우토에 당겨에 선함을 개치기가 많아 따이미네 참선 변하지 휴지 교배이나 안 디두산다 오르제제다 즉 무미세르 다연도 디두스마다 남주시다 하고 말이야 제사다 디제제 낭섬제 누산한다 간다 운중업들 운중업치기에 바시아로지 데리지 용어를 삼당도.
So as you stay with a relaxed mind in this way, then naturally the movements of thoughts will come to rest. And now when we direct our attention to the breath, because usually the breath is something we don't pay much attention to. We are always breathing all the time, but we are not very much aware of it. We are not paying much attention to it. Only when for example, if we get exhausted, we might breathe or specifically in a certain way. Otherwise, we don't usually pay much attention to it. So now all of you, please direct your attention towards your breath as it goes in and out, just without doing anything special to it.
Telegas Batisem Shirus Judusane, and Yanji Uya Mubia Chikche. And the nation bashin to ma Chikara Uma Dar Chiche. The nation Chi Takanda Chi Unjum Sosur Cheche, somewhere. Muba de Hakwa Chi, awareness Yuachi. Ayama Tamtalia, awareness Yuachi. This is Kaliji, and Semdi. Already Dusane, Yan Jagata Chi Satchel summer Chi Unjumupti Jumupsad, Tujil Yomarwa, Jeza, the day of Chi, the tension, Kashwataji, Yunguyachi Kazushi, Telia some Teacheresha.
So as your mind becomes relaxed and you watch your breath, you naturally how the breath comes in. And then naturally how it flows out. So you are aware of as it flows in, you're aware of that. And as it goes out, you're aware of that as well. And as the mind becomes more relaxed, the breathing will become also more subtle and longer. So you just pay again attention to that.
Koran Yunji Ukandestung Yavin, the Jumbo Korangi, Kandis Yunguyan, Ranjing Karayungu Yabinea, and the Ting on the Tasha Matabea, Susuki, and the Semgibe, June, and Utilia, Miseki, Bezuruchi, or Utanochi, Miseki, Bezu Tona, and Miser Toach, the Jay Bezu Hancha Homerus. So Takanda, Uma, Mubati. Hako. Unando Mubaya Hako. The day Jeje, Parar Majib, Rang Simki, Chikchambe Gunru, the Madenche, and a Kashre Mutu Energy Simde, Kashre Shivanearushi, Bezucharashi.
And when you breathe, just let your breath flow naturally as it comes naturally in and out. You don't need to change your breath, you don't need to do anything special to it. Just without any effort, let the breath come in and go out. Just be aware as it comes in, be aware of it. As it goes out, be aware of it. And leave your mind, let your minds continue rest on that continuous breathing in and out.
And Dana sing as Utambekalian, Susu Semki, tension of Dana Sinki, Kashuradaji, Madeva of Shia, take it some law, Utambekalia, Benaj Lungna Sinchi, Susu Semti, then she goes out of Shamade, heavy remember Yambo, and Dana Sibi, Lungna Sing Yambo Yedevita, Lungna Sink smooth Yedev, the Niji sometimes. Ma tang be kablia u ma u na dong be kablia lung de nyam to lung de ta yang ba tang da na sin ki smooth ye de na sin ki su su sem de bina energy dashing yang ba tang da na sin ki smooth ye lung na sin na do ngu du sa ne kan da ji tu ri me de ba san an da do gang go me de ba ji in Beswatang, Samata. Tanash Matang Bekalina, Tanashinki, they're very smooth summer, but that in the Yedevici, Teleaji, disruption which I made, the Chitinichi sometime. Have used some tangles.
Likewise, as you watch your breath coming in and out, if you feel any tension or unhappiness, unwellness in your mind, then just like the breath, as you watch your breath, as the breath comes in and out, think that our mind is like very light, very smooth, like the wind itself, like the air that we breathe in. And as the breath comes in, and just like this air is light and smooth, also your mind is filled with happiness and smoothness and lightness. And as you breathe in, out again, then again, naturally your mind, without having like being up or down or back and forth, just naturally your mind becomes very smooth and light. I think to do like this is good.
tuzu 다 samsung 카시 장가지 알부터 용한데 야래 아니지 마당 양우 다지 지니 숨시 다 장가지 알부터 지가르에 장가geb지 지 구분 유저지 봐도리아 장가geb네 드니지 셈제아들 용한데 야래 다디 수수 미수수 다 개발을 지원이야 다 가시에 장가geb네 야요 가시에 장가 맞교네 간다 그런지 가제 내 투도를 드니지 알바샤 yang me su ke yang gang go ma go zu che an mu tu ne ya ji de che che ga shuo da ji chi zem ne gi ba de ba sha sha ru shi da de ke ba yong de ye se da di ga sa su su ke ba ru shi sha.
So as you do this, then for a time, the duration to do that, some people, they count like each breath and out breath, in breath as one, and count like this until 21. So depends on each person, each individual. For some it might be better to count, others might be better, feel more relaxed to do it without counting. However, we should do it until, as long as you can rest on that breath. You should stay on it, and when you feel like now you're not resting on it, you're not abiding on it, then you make a short break and then you go back to meditation.
That de gomde an kwaye ne ji tendre wi samdong da de tuju mi se ga shuo da ji da kwaye ne che chwa ru shi ben ji su le gong na li ne an de tuju ga ma ji ni ji na lo le ya an de ga ju che chwa ji ben ji su sem de ya ji le gong na lo le ya sem de en de ji ga shuo chu bu ru cha da na ji ja sum ru cha de she be ko le ya yang da ra le ya ji din데베다 검을 체지 세만 저르르샤르 총비나 안딘데 지 개발지 용어를 삼청도 다는 신기에 양 참섬지게 남주 당으로 din데리아 너지 배 유릉부르 고제 din데지 양 셈리아 양 마데로 좀 총비 걸이야 갑디두사나 지 대서를 제지들이야 르르르 샤제 샘르르 제제 안데 셰비네 아니 바지 개발을 용으로 삼정도스 딱 강다량 년주비다 곰차디 아이디어를 붙이 많이 붙이제 디 오늘 전에다지 수수 미진아나 배주 예배 툴을 붙이 락저를 붙이 차기 dindichi 아주 배주 동과데 개좀시라래 삼정도스 라바르도 대야지 수수에다지 meditation room to but the jibo mai bse and that deji pa de tidu nyam len ba ki je taji kuyu kan de jile min de de ba nyam len de an ka dar ji peju ru sha de kesum ru sam tang.
So this meditation is like when it comes to do this meditation, you don't need to have any special time of the day to do it. You can do it anywhere whatsoever, even in your office. You can do 1 or 2 minutes to do this meditation. When you feel like in your office, you feel like you're disturbed or your mind is agitated or not well, then if you do this meditation or watching the breath, and then I think your mind will become relaxed and it will be really different. Likewise, if you, for example, sometimes at the airport and you need to wait for a long time for your flight, and if your mind then becomes agitated or not so well, then if you do again this meditation, again it will help you to have a more relaxed mind and it will make a big difference, I think. So therefore I think we should, however we do it, not consider meditation as just a good idea, but to see it as an important tool in our life, and more important even so, use it, this tool. Likewise, don't just meditate in your meditation room, but wherever you are, like, use this practice as a tool. To use it, I think, is very important.
Chigdi ang karresana takana nga ju ulia samte ndusana ang kanda chi nga ju ngubya ta oxygen samarweda de udi ane social yongbe abche chilone ane rengjonggi da chi zixina zara so dene yongde ya chi shi yare da de ya u tingji mare ane udi mutyun dango yare ane oxygen samara so longde mutuni ane ji jingob을 채고 예배 인도산에 다디 모투네 아주지 din지 예대버디 정신기 din지 삼당 인도산에 아주지 정신기 섬리아 저지 수수다지 existing somewhere 초대버디 초대버디 뭐지 원설게 버르지당 에지 가외바 가와게 버르지 din지 렌도아 섬버르지 din지 정신기다 간다 심리야 디기 전화로 시원돼야지 들으시원해도 제가 디균전대네 한 대양 정하죠야 우은중 그냥 단기디 쉬는 신들이야 심대지 냠래 체니디 타마들이야 그냥 들으시기 그냥 가와로 거면하당 다는 신기 심을 쪼야로 들으시 충분히네 역시 용면으로 섬 정도.
So you can also now relax. It's not that you have to continuously now meditate, practice anything special. If now you are relaxed, that's okay. So now the breath, when we look, when we direct our mind on the breath, then we can see the breath. What is it for? Actually, it is for us to have oxygen, and the oxygen is not coming from us, but is coming from nature, environment, our environment around us. And also we cannot just breathe one time and that's it, but it's like we have to continuously breathe without interruption. And so when we see like this, then naturally in our mind we will have like a feeling, seeing like actually the fact that we are alive, that we have this breath, it's something marvelous, it's something really quite amazing. And naturally some joy arises in our mind. So therefore, when we do the practice of directing our mind to the breath, I think is good in the end. Then when you feel naturally having some joy and some like rejoicing and happiness that you have this breath, and you feel relaxed and you're happy that you have this, I think this is very good.
근데 디사 두줄이야 다지 추디즈에 장모를 토야 돼 가보시라 지도와 당원의 전 제비네 엄마가 아주 추통야 예비들 미세기디 하 레버다 항상 버르지 그냥 아주 춘춘급이야 다지 추장모를 통대야래 이제 추통야 예비디 제 레버다 항상 버르지 인상 버르지게 추장모 통야 예비디 되지 하레버지 인상 버르게 챙겨야만은 다 이번 디사 아주 야갈이야 대백걸이야 엔지 추 마부지 잡아차체 엔지 추장모 토야 돼 거거 주에 인두산 디기 지 추장모 토야 여디 오늘 야지 삼당 셰비미나 다 대야지 가수에다 심 에지 가와게 버르시트리신 베소르지 다나 신기 엔지 air pollution da energy janare jare disulia shushim shtayon de yare jezebene suslia hol rejing da ji kashwe air pollution zui mebcheche kandaji shirayon de do kashwe da ji kamtamro shtayon de do 제산 디수 삼던 두산에 안 런신 기다 가르지 가르쳐드니 삼단 두산에 제상 아주 남기 당기 권수변의 실행 아주 운중업 차대 안데 남기지 차견 지지당 내당으로 진비인자 대지 할레버로 지다 항상으로 진비증 아주 전화로 기기야만 다 이민의 처치는 삼담비미나 다 대응원의 지금 원서기에 버르지 된지 임비 민두사나 안들이 지금 도안에 간다지 수수기 간다라 가주에 지 디기스야디 다지 녀르 사브르지 마임치지 디기스야디 be very simple san mara ta ordinary ben simple de toane and diginya ye de chi de chi samdwa de ke jami sir samdang.
For example, if we talk about like water, clean water, nowadays it's more and more difficult to obtain clean water. Like in the past when I was in Tibet, I always had very pure, clean water. And I never thought that it is something special, the fact that I am drinking clean, pristine, delicious water. But now that I live in India, the clean water is getting more and more scarce. And therefore I'm thinking, the fact that I drank water once is something really actually amazing. Or when I get clean water, I feel like special joy that I can have it. Likewise, we have the air pollution, and like in China, India, there's a lot of air pollution. Whereas, for example, in Switzerland, it's naturally quite clean. The air is quite clean and joy to breathe it. So if you don't think about it specifically, it doesn't occur to us something special, but we notice then when we don't have it anymore. And likewise, with our breathing, which we do always, we don't think actually that it is something like really amazing or something really marvelous. But when we look at it in this way and get aware of it, then I think it becomes like doing this meditation. We see that it's something that is always together with us and that can give us happiness in a very easy way. Happiness doesn't have to come in a very difficult or complicated way, but just abiding on the breath, staying in that, thinking in this way, I think we can feel it, we can have it. So I think it's important also to observe it in this way.
다들 비심이라 음식이 주지 샤가바도 샤워를 사대 다 칼라하고 싶었다. 데 사와시비도다. 주지 샤가바도 아주 별이야, 별이야 데디스는 안다. 주지시라 통하여 막다 같이谢谢래. 你们下呢虚把的谢想这个的。다들 인도사람들 버지 데르지 쇼베들이야 미세 다 가주래. 당기 거기 주변의 신기 간다 지 곰 냠네 첸 딱한다지 칸 나도 처베스네 장도 야나지 가르레 칭외벽이 ganganle ba khachider bu mazeb chije an khanang chone an nangi ji karreji sidesena dando nangi digi sena dando tadi khashwe charlia ta khandar gomnyamni chade yang ko tholong ru chik chade yare adring dusane ta chidangi nambege nanar gomdru nyamni chage ta ji goba gyecheru di tin sabu shebin ta tin sabu sha yede bi dusre ta yimbine yang ta negabjiliya ngaran soliya ta mambachiliya ta andar ji diriji ji taba töndonya ta tamje kemba töndonya ta tinjegi baji chadiruji ngan samalole baji mewe surchi ta negabjiliya ji susu semki 강에 세아르다 다는 신기 직sem리 시디 중야로 딘디지가 아주 되녀로든 체리아래 딘디산데 딘디지리양 그 공념낸 토안에 딘딘지 가르려다 그랑기 팽역이 차라르지 도착이 여빈두산에 딘딘지 아주 뒤지 총비미네 딘디지 무투이네 지 가르려 다 간다 exercise 로 체체 안 정다를 체위미나 안 딘데 배도 용어를 섬등도 번랑랑로 지미네 땅아랑지 로충규 다 로드네 and come a bit ten of tobre, come a bit ten tone, that Gibu sad, Galahavrse. That Mache to put on Arabji, Mache Ganget Arabji, Nijesha. Just the Nijigan Alola, Salon Chune, Chumbi Indusana, and Gom Yamne, Mise Susulia, Pentoyon de Gevci. Shirayam Chetu Yamare, the Yimidia, Chesavati, Pento Chambi, Yon de Gevci, to the Sonar of Choshuai.
So, actually, I think it's difficult for me to continue teach like this until 11:30. In Tibet, we don't usually look at the watch. We just teach as long as the sun shines and continue. So, I don't know what much to say, but generally, so I think when we talk about the meditation practice, then it is about not directing our mind always towards the outside, but starting to direct it towards the inside and looking to the inside and finding happiness and joy within, peace and happiness and joy within. And for this, the practice of meditation is a very useful path of skillful means. And when we come to the Buddhist meditation, there's many different meditations, and it can be very profound. When we want to go profound, it is very profound. But for the moment, for many of us, we don't really now look for the state of liberation, nirvana, or the state of omniscience, of Buddhahood, awakening. And we rather want to like temporary difficulties we have in our mind, and want to get dispel them and obtain happiness and peace in our mind. So for this, the practice of meditation, I think, is very useful, is very beneficial, has a lot of benefits and good qualities, a useful tool for that. And this is something we should continuously practice, not just one time, but continuously practice.
Ane azuda mutuni chitigo share che an zo da ngege ji susu gegi ta dang ge gong de shu ben xin ge an jiang zhi mang bu ji ge pe ji nge ka shui guo lia xi ra gu ai na sam cheng do ke si ha gu ai na sang a lu ju guo story ri sha xin ga na sam de xie bi ne official de zo ma da be personal de zu da jiang zhi Kingamara something. Jazan, Jizana, Dong, the personal Kashwadaji story, Shuje, and Dito, Susuliaji, Gomdan, Yamliang, and Jebetone, Pendor condition day, Gansuji Shumando, some two stringdo, and Gisi that the Chiktuachilencha, Tuju, Yedame, Tradi, Yedame Sadi, at the Hakumdo de Imina, Kisi Yebimina, and Gonda Chituachilan, which have Imina. So,
I think that's it for now, for today, and we'll continue in the afternoon. And so all of you probably know my history, and you know the official story of Karmapa, of me. But I think what you don't know is the unofficial story, like my personal story, experience of how I lived that. So I think in the afternoon I will maybe talk about my personal experience of being a Karmapa and how the meditation and practice was beneficial in my life in this way. And so I think I will talk about that. And if there is time then for question answer, I don't know if there is, but if, then I think it is good. Thank you very much.